Hello and welcome to Fiftyfabulous Knits. My name is Pia. I am a Danish knitter currently living in Italy with my husband Peter and my little dog Miss. Today is a beautiful day here in Italy. We even have just a little bit of wind, which is wonderful, but it messes with the sound. So I'm recording indoors. I am wearing my Summer Secret crop, a wonderful pattern by Jessie Made Designs. I'm of course gonna link this pattern and everything else that I talk about in the description box below. But yeah, I knit this top. I don't remember if it was last summer or the year before. Unfortunately, I knitted in some drop spell, which was a poor choice for this pattern because drop spell is this cotton linen blend that has absolutely no elasticity. So the top is not perfect. And every time I wear it, I keep thinking, oh, I'm gonna knit another one in a better yarn, in some light woolen yarn, but who knows? Anyway, I do wear it, I do love it, but I usually wear it either under dungarees as today or under a big shirt, just as a little crop top underneath. This week I have 2 finished objects and none to show because they're both packed. We're going to be leaving tomorrow for 10 days vacation time. We're going to go to Gardaland and we're going to go up to Denmark. But of course I did finish my November rain sweater that I showed on the last podcast. I only needed to knit the last sleeve. So obviously I did that. I am so happy with the sweater. I'm so happy with the name. So many of you suggested November rain. And yeah, I'm just gonna write to you and have you write me back with either your Ravelry name or your email address, and I'll make sure to send you the pattern as soon as it's finished. But yeah, if you didn't watch the last episode, this is the sweater that I'm talking about. It is this very oversized sweater with some pattern up here on the body and again on the lower part of the body. It is knit in a very drapey yarn and a very loose gauge, so it really flows beautifully, just wraps around your body, and yeah, it is super comfortable. It is so nice, and I am gonna start wearing it probably next week when we come to Denmark, because I can see that there's gonna be some summer nights that are beautiful, but where you maybe would like to put on a sweater. I am gonna write up the pattern for November rain. I'm in the process. I haven't had a lot of quality time with my Mac, but I am gonna write up the pattern. I'm gonna send it out in testing, and then hopefully it can be ready to be released as the weather gets cooler, at least here in the northern hemisphere. But yeah, November rain, and thank you so much to everyone who chimed in with great suggestions for names. I have written all the names down in my knitting journal because so many of them were like wonderful sweater names that I really want to keep for later designs. I also finished another thing, which is also packed. I made this little super cute bunny for my granddaughter. We're gonna meet her tomorrow, and she just loves stuffed animals. It is her favorite. She's 9 and she is collecting them. And she especially loves the ones that I make for her. So of course I wanted to make her something. It is heavily inspired by the traditional pattern where you just knit a square, and then the way you seam it, it turns into a bunny. I am gonna link a tutorial for that in the description box. I made a few modifications. I knit some bubbles for the front legs, and then I made some short rows to shape the body a little. But basically it is knit a square, seam it, and you're good to go. And they're so, so cute. So definitely something that is worth an hour of your time if you, like me, love stuffed animals and have someone who is happy to receive them. I also have one more thing to show you. Just look at this. Whoa, my shifty. The majority of my knitting time has been spent on the shifty. I wanted to clear my needles before coming to Denmark, because I know I have some very special yarn waiting for me there for some new designs that I'm going to start working on. So I really just wanted to get everything off the needles so that I was ready. And just look at it. It's beautiful. Andrea Mowry's wonderful pattern that I'm sure you all know. But yeah, so much fun to knit it, and I know that it looks finished, but it's not. I am gonna re-knit the ribbing down here. I'm gonna take that out and re-knit it because it's too purple. When I was knitting it, and the yarn did this to me, I was like, I'm not sure I'm loving this, but let me just go with the flow. Don't try to control everything. Don't be afraid of a little color. Purple is beautiful. I don't like purple. It's just not my color. Plus, it doesn't look super bad when I hold it up like this, but in real life, no, it actually looks okay. I don't like it. I'm gonna take out the ribbing and re-knit that in some of the leftovers that I have. I saved some very neutral parts of the yarn here where there's some almost black and some gray. It's just gradually going into the gray, and then some of the green here, which is almost black, some of it. So that's what I'm gonna put in instead. But yeah, other than that, my shifty is done and it's warm. I knitted in a Latvian wool, which is very rustic, it's a lovely yarn, but it's warm. I don't even think I'm gonna need this in Denmark, not yet. But in the fall, it's gonna be absolutely lovely to wear this. Because I didn't use the original yarn, I of course had to make some modifications. First of all, my gauge was way off. So what I did was I calculated how many stitches would I need for the chest circumference in my gauge. And then I just went through the pattern to see which size came closest to that number. And usually you can get away with it, but you have to pay attention. You have to, because it wasn't intended for this gauge. So of course you have to be super mindful as you're working your way, especially through the yoke, that the fit is going to be okay. And I will say that I had to abandon the pattern pretty early on in the process because of the different yarn, the different gauge. There was quite a lot of puckering when I made my increase rounds. Was it increase round 2 or 3, something like that? There was a lot of puckering due to this yarn substitution that I made. So I came up with my own ratio of increases, and now I have a beautiful, beautiful sweater that I adore it. It is way out of my comfort zone with all the pinks and all the color changes, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wear this one a lot come cooler weather. For works in progress, other than the hem of my shifty, I have a couple. As I said, I wanted to clear my needles. So one of them is my Scrappy Shawl, which I have shown again and again and again on this podcast. I think I cast it on when I was in Texas last time. And I have been knitting away on it, and because it's a stripy pattern, it more or less knits itself because stripes are just fun. And I've also been talking about how much I've been enjoying the lace, that this shawl has a lace finishing, and how much I've been enjoying that, because that's also kind of stripy because it's like a short repeat. So yeah, I have really been enjoying this. But then I ran out of yarn. I thought that one skein would be enough for this big square that finishes off the shawl. Clearly it wasn't. So as soon as I realized that I was going to run out of yarn, I put the shawl aside. I think I had 20 or 30 grams left of the original color. And I contacted the dyer behind this yarn, who is a Knitter's World, Bettina of a Knitter's World. And first she was like, no, I don't think I have any more of this base. But then she went through her stock and she found one skein of this glorious yak silk blend. I did a poor job winding this. I apologize, but appreciate the glorious yarn here. It's glowing from the inside, more or less. It's beautiful. And so the one skein that she had, she dyed it up in the colorway that I was using, Shadow it's called. And then she came to Italy and gave it to me. No, she was planning a vacation in Italy, relatively close to me. So we met up in Como City. We had a wonderful day, lots of knitty talk, and we went to see some yarn shops. And yeah, she gave me this skein so I could finish my shawl. And I have, of course, since it's 2 different dye lots. Wow, they look very different on screen. They don't look as different in real life. But I have just been alternating the 2 skeins, and I actually don't think you can really tell. I can't tell. So, yeah. I can't wait to get this one off the needles. It is in testing already. So as soon as I am done and the testers are done, I am gonna publish this pattern. I love a good scrappy project. I get kind of attached to beautiful yarn. So when I buy a skein of hand-dyed yarn, it's quite an investment and I want to use everything. Looking at these half skeins, quarter of skeins, it kills me. So I keep coming up with scrappy projects and this is one of them. This is such a joy to knit and I'm definitely gonna knit myself another one at some point. But right now I'm gonna finish this. I'm actually gonna bring it as my car knitting tomorrow when we go. It's not the obvious choice for car knitting. It is lace, so I will have to pay a little bit of attention to it, but I'm gonna try. I mean, who knows? I might be able to finish it in the car. If not, I'm gonna finish it once we arrive. I have a backup car project, which is my Aurora sweater. I'm not gonna show it because I didn't work on it. Because I actually thought I only need to knit the sleeves. Just zooming around and around on my mini circulars. See, that's perfect car knitting. So I saved that so I have it as a backup if I'm not able to knit the lace pattern in the car. And the only other project I have is my Forever shawl, my Mini Max shawl, which this summer has been my beach knitting, my going out knitting, my knit in public knitting. This one, the shawl that I have been talking about since winter, and I have shown it again and again and again, and you're probably tired of looking at it, but it is perfect summer knitting, perfect going out knitting, because I'm gonna knit it in panels just like I did the Mini Max blanket, so that it's easy, it's small, it's portable. Yeah, I'm definitely bringing that one too, because we are, as I said, going on vacation. We're going to be spending time with people, so I don't want to work on something that is too involved. So yeah, a rather short episode, but I mean, I've shown everything before, so I don't want to go on and on about a project that I have shown multiple times before. I just wanted to check in, say hello, enjoy myself for 30 minutes with you guys. Yeah, so this was all the creative content this week. As I said, we're going on vacation. I have taken quite a lot of vacation this year, but the final 10 days, I don't know. It's like when I reach a certain point of a longer vacation, when I know that we're nearing the end, something happens. There's like a shift in my mindset. So I start to, at the same time, feel ideas and inspiration for work, for the work that is to come. I feel it start bubbling and like, don't forget me. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I also feel a deeper appreciation of the final days. Like, it's now. It's right here, right now. It's not tomorrow. It's not in a week. This is it. And that's the point that I'm reaching now, that I know that I only have these 10 days of vacation left, and then it's back to everyday life. Fortunately, everyday life is what I love the most. Don't get me wrong, I love traveling, especially to see family. I love vacation, of course I do. I love getting out of the house, doing something special. But everyday life, I'll always be at the top of my list, which is a good thing because we have more of those days than we have vacation days. We are leaving tomorrow to go to Garda, the lake Garda, which is pretty close to the Como Lake that we live at. We're gonna meet up with our youngest son and his family. They have spent some days here with us, just hanging out. We had some wonderful long days on the lake and the coziest evenings with board games. I love board games. We do have 2 people in this family who are quite competitive. One of them is 9. She's excused. But fortunately, if I win or lose at Monopoly or Ludo, I couldn't care less. So usually we are able to finish our game and still be friends and have a lot of fun. But yeah, they left us to go camping on Lake Garda because Lake Garda is actually better if you have small children, and they do. They have Isabella, who's 9, and Victor, who's 2. So they went over there for some camping, and we're gonna meet up tomorrow and go to Gardaland, which is a beautiful theme park. We used to visit it when our kids were small, and I really like it. So we're gonna spend a couple of days there, and then we're gonna go to Denmark, all of us, to spend a week with my mom. It's her birthday. She will be 75. So she has invited her entire family to Bornholm, which is the most beautiful island of the whole of Denmark. It's special. She was born on that island, and so when I was growing up, we would always spend every other summer there. So I have so many happy memories. So I'm really looking forward to that. And knitting-wise, I think I'm good. I am for sure gonna finish probably both the Aurora, the Shifty, and the Scrappy Shawl on the drive up there. But then I have my wonderful Minimax blanket to just knit away on and enjoy myself. I really hope that you are enjoying yourself as well. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a good time. You have something wonderful, woolly between your fingers, something nice to knit on. And I hope that I will see you again next time I podcast, which will be in 2 weeks. I will come back in Danish in a week, and then in 2 weeks I will be back with an English episode. So until then, happy knitting.